Here we are then in one of the fastest growing cities in the United States, the fabulous Austin, in the great state of Texas. The circuit itself 14 miles southeast of the city centre and home to the US Grand Prix since 2012. The latest in a long list of iconic tracks to have that honour. It's the Circuit of the Americas then, situated 14 miles outside the great city of Austin. This is the 3.6 mile lap with 20 corners, 10 each to the left and to the right, and top speeds of around 200 miles per hour. Overtaking opportunities are available into turns 1 and 12, especially with that rear wing DRS wide open. Joining me for today's race once again is Anthony Davidson. Why don't we discuss Red Bull? What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Albon, a Red Bull, and Sainz, Vettel, Ricciardo, Norris, and Pierre Gasly, Perez, Stroll, Esteban Ocon, and Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Latifi, Kevin Magnussen, and Roman Grosjean. Fiat and George Russell ends our grid lineup. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
It's our home Grand Prix, the US Grand Prix to 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go. And Lewis Hamilton gets a good start. Better start than Valtteri Bottas. And our teammate is already side by side with Valtteri Bottas. And oh no, he's running to the back of Lewis Hamilton going into turn 1. We go a little bit wide because we got squeezed out and we missed our braking point. As we go side by side with Carlos Sainz through the S's on lap 1, and Lewis Hamilton already has quite a big gap to Alexander Albon, who has damage to that front wing. As yes, you can see, Albon coming through has damage to the front wing. We are in P4 at the moment, just out of the podium places at the start. We did not get the best of starts. It was okay, but then down towards turn 1, we went a little bit wide, which really did not go well for us. So we get out of the exit now on the back straight. And Lewis Hamilton really is leading us by a long shot as we go down towards the hairpin. And Valtteri Bottas is side by side with our teammate. Now we are side by side and it's 3-1. And Valtteri Bottas cuts the corner, but our teammate comes out third best as he loses 3 positions. 1 to Valtteri Bottas, 1 to myself, and then 1 to Carlos Sainz. But Valtteri Bottas in the Mercedes cut the corner. So I hope that he does get a penalty as he goes through the triple right-hander. And Valtteri Bottas, we could have got him, but he cut the corner on the inside as he locked up. And Lewis Hamilton will lead the end of the first lap, and Lewis already has a big gap. Carlos Sainz is really putting on the pressure going into turn 1, and that's why we locked up. And now he's all over the side of us as he tries to go side by side through the S's, but he's just a little too far back, so he will have to wait a little bit longer, but I'm sure that he will really be pounding on our door. Here he comes now. Just a couple laps later, he's really trying, and now he goes around the outside, and we just stay ahead, and now he's all out of shape on the curbs, and he's lost a lot of time to us, and now he's backing off because he really lost some time out there as we lock up going into the hairpin. Here he's coming again, Carlos Sainz, as he's all over the rear of us, and now he's trying to go side by side, and he is side by side as he tries to go around the outside as we lock up a little bit. But once again, Carlos Sainz comes out second best as he gets out of shape yet again on the curbs of the USA track, as there's some quite high curbs as we lock up a little bit going into the hairpin 1 again. But he's really piling on the pressure, and he will have DRS going down the straight. Will he get us? Will he not? He goes to the right. We give him a lot of space. Down towards turn 1, down towards the hairpin, and we dive it down the inside. But Carlos Sainz and I were side by side, and we just keep it ahead of Carlos Sainz once again. But Sainz has really got a lot of pace in that McLaren. Sainz all over the rear of us, and on the next lap, oh no! He's gone straight into the back of us, as you can see. His front wing flying off as he's lost half his front wing, running straight into the back of us around the final corner. So Carlos Sainz will have the wing damage, but it is the final lap, and our teammate also has wing damage from that first lap accident with Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas. So 2 damaged cars right behind me. Now Sainz has DRS, so he will really have a lot of pace, but in the corners we will probably be better than him because he's got front wing damage as we go down the inside, as we just stay ahead, but he's still side by side with us, trying to get on the inside now as we go around the outside. And he's really pushing us here in this U.S. Grand Prix as we take the inside line for the double right-hander, and we double left-hander, my bad, and we just stay ahead. Lewis Hamilton, he's been untouchable today. He's at one of his best races. It's so dominant, and Lewis Hamilton wins the U.S. Grand Prix. And now we come around the final 2 corners, the double left-hander. And now the final corner now, and we take the final podium position as we wiggle, and we take the final podium position, P3, in our home Grand Prix. So not a bad race after a horrid qualifying session as we take the podium. And our teammate Alexander Albon takes P5, Carlos Sainz P4, Lewis Hamilton P1, Valtteri Bottas P2. And this man, Lewis Hamilton, is untouchable today as he edges ever closer to that 7th world title to tie Michael Schumacher. And Lewis Hamilton is really in his groove as of late.
Not just victory today then, but the championship as well. What a spectacular season they've had. Congratulations to the whole team. Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today. What set them apart from the rest?
I'd say it was down once again to good, consistent driving, nailing the corners, working to the track conditions, and perfecting the team's strategies. They got all of these things right today, and the results speak for themselves.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again.
So Mercedes take a 1-2, and now nobody other than the 2 Mercedes can win the Drivers' Championship. And it's time for our post-race interview. It was a fun race. A lot of battling with signs, and I'm glad that I can bring a trophy home for my home Grand Prix. Would have liked it to be a win, but it wasn't really realistic with how quick the Mercedes were. Home Grand Prix P3. Nothing I can really complain about. Car felt good, and unfortunate to Alex as he ran into Lewis, I think it was. So it seems like we have a habit of running into Mercedes cars, so hopefully we can stop doing that. Obviously, I'm joking. There's nothing that he could really have done at turn 1. We went a little bit wide because, there was chaos into turn 1, a lot of contact, so I just wanted to stay away from it, but it was a good race overall.